Hi guys, welcome to my bedroom. So I can finally show you this room, even though there's still things to do and it's not completely finished. I think I've just realised it's never going to be fully done. So I could keep putting this video off for a very long time, but I feel like you've been very patient and it's at a good point now. So I'm just going to show you it as it is. And I did plan to do a very like artsy cool video looking all glam, but this is real life and I want to get the video up today, and I'm having a tracksuit no makeup day from home, so this is what you're getting. Hopefully that is fine. But yeah, I'm really excited to show you the first room. Unfortunately, I've lost majority of the process videos, but I will insert whatever I've got of me doing the makeover or any footage of the room before and during. I'll insert that now. Okay, little update. I ripped up the floorboards and found these beautiful wood floors. Obviously they need some TLC. This is exactly what I was after. So ripping up the carpet paid off, and I think my POA is just to restore these because I am having a huge rug in here, so you're actually not even going to see that much floor. So yeah, so happy with that. Okay, so I've just put my paint colour on the wall. I mean, this is one coat and it's still drying, just to make sure I like it, and so far so good. I've also polyfilled some holes. There's not actually that many holes to fill. And now I'm going to paint the ceiling. Well, I'm going to attempt to. But yeah, we're finally getting somewhere. I also need to sand some cracks and things like that, but I'm so excited. Okay, so I don't actually know where I am with the room makeover. Can't quite remember what I've updated you on, as there's been a few gaps. I started decorating, then I left it for a very long time, and now I'm back. So hopefully I've still got the footage of how this room looked before. I mean, it doesn't look great right now, but I've done a lot. So I had to paint it grey to wash out the blue, as it was such a bright blue. So I'd done that. That probably took the longest because it needed a few coats, and I just dragged it out. And then today I have painted the ceilings, which, as you can imagine, was hard work. Skirting boards and radiators, and then tomorrow I'm going to start with the actual colour. But I have, look at me, look at the absolute state of me. But I have like put the colour just around here just to see if I liked it. That is one coat, by the way, one rough coat, and it has gone on so well. And I thought I was going to have to do loads of coats, but I feel like where the paint is such a good paint, hopefully I'm not going to have to. So that is great news. And then I got a bit carried away and started painting the hallway, but it's so dark in the hallway, not in here, that I can't see where I'm painting. So I've stopped that for the day. I really need to get electrician in. I just don't even know where to start with that. So yeah, that is the room update. Let me just show you. So obviously not really much to see right now. Laura actually loves the grey, but I'm just not a grey gal. So I think I've shown you before, but this is the paint I've picked, if it's going to focus. This one from Lick, and it's beautiful. You can kind of see it there. And then also I really want to get these changed out, like all the plugs, because one, I'm just not a fan of these like old school plugs, and two, they're all different. So that one's like thick, That one over there is like flat. And yeah, they're just super old for another day. But yeah, also can't wait to rip up the rest of these. I ripped up this floorboard, which I think I've shown you. But I don't want to do it until all the painting's done. So yeah, that is the bedroom update. Guys, we have a room update, a very empty room update. So the painting is done and the bed arrives today, hence why I've cleared it all apart from the mattress, because that is the heaviest thing I've ever lifted. That I'm just leaving it there because I cannot move it anymore. So yeah, we have, I mean I have painted. There are still little things I need to do, for example sand and paint the floorboards and change the plugs, and I'm going to get coving around the top because, as you can probably see, the top isn't straight, so when painting you can't paint straight because the wall's not straight, if that makes sense. I need to take that down actually, that reminds me. I also have a photo of the bedroom when I first moved in, so I'll actually insert that on screen here. As you can see, it was bright blue, so the whole makeover took a lot longer than I expected. But yeah, I'm just going to talk you through the room and through most of the items, and of course I'll link everything below. I will also talk through what is still to be done as I go around the room. I mean, it's not the biggest room in the world, so we're not going to be here for very long. But yeah, I'm excited to finally show you. So as you come through the door, I'll just quickly pan around the room. So I wanted to keep the room as minimal as possible, in the sense that I didn't want wardrobes in here or lots of storage, as that's going to be in the downstairs bedroom. So when you walk in, you have this cabinet on the side. This is just from IKEA and it literally took me forever to build, but I absolutely love it. It also comes in white, but this is the one thing I wanted in the room, is just the chest of drawers for like pajamas, underwear, gym kits, etc, etc. So the styling is just temporary. I'll just quickly give you an overview. This photo frame is from Primark, and so is this candlestick. This actual candle was sent to me, so unfortunately I don't know where that is from. But I mean, there's so many of these candles around, so I'm sure you'll be able to find a similar. And then the vase is also from Primark, along with the candle. If you've watched my vlog, you would have seen all of this. And then I've just styled it up with some coffee table books, which I absolutely love. So throughout the room there are like hints of green and blue, so I've just picked that up with this book. And then I made this the other day. I actually had so many questions on how to make this, and I didn't film it because there are so many videos of people doing this, but if you would be interested on how I made this, then I will do a tutorial on that. And I also need to get a new frame, so just ignore that. But this is just a little sideboard which I'm absolutely obsessed with. And let's quickly talk colour. So this colour is from Lick. I have shown it in previous videos, but it's honestly such a beautiful colour, and I really didn't want to do white in this room, as majority of the house is white. So for this room I just wanted something a little bit different, and I don't know how well it's picking up on camera, but it's honestly such a beautiful shade. So I will leave the shade link below. So yeah, that is the sideboard. And then these side tables are actually old, again from IKEA, so I don't know if they stock them. Eventually I do want to replace them, but for now they are absolutely fine. Then I picked up these lamps from Dunelm. What I'm thinking about doing is just changing out the lampshade, because I feel like the lampshade is just way too small for the big giant bed. But it was literally only £8, and I feel like it just goes perfectly with the room. So yeah, I might just change out the lampshade. And then this is just an old print from Desenio. Again, I'm going to mix up like all the detailings, but for now I feel like it looks cute. And then my bed, I'm absolutely obsessed with this bed. I mean, you can't really see it with the big giant pillows, And you might think I've got way too many pillows on the bed, but I basically have nowhere else for the pillows, and they're all good pillows, so I don't want to chuck them. So yeah, they all just live on the bed. But this beautiful bed is from, I think, from a brand called Furniture Choice. Oh my god, it's gone from my head. I can't even remember, but of course I'll leave the link down below. But it's a king size bed, and honestly the quality is amazing, and it was the easiest thing to put together, and by far it was the cheapest bed I found, and it was probably the nicest. And then if I just take you down here, it's not an ottoman, but that is what the base looks like. It is honestly such a great bed. And by the way, this is not an ad. I fully paid for this bed myself. But I feel like when you find a good company, you just have to rant about them. So I would highly recommend the bed and the company. All the bed furnishing are mainly from Dust. They do the best, like quilts, duvets, covers, and bedding. And then again, these pink, what am I talking about? These green pillows are from Primark, but they just go perfectly with my green throw. This is from The Hut, and they do such great pieces. Sorry, my phone. And I feel like it just all ties in perfectly. And I mean, it's just a throw, but I feel like it really completes this room. By far, this throw is probably one of my favourite things in this room. So I would highly recommend adding little details like this into your room if you do want to mix it up a little. And then from The Hut, I also bought a mattress protector. So let me just quickly show you, just because it's life-changing. It is like a really thick mattress protector, but it adds volume. It's like foamy, and it's so comfortable. And that is also from The Hut. But yeah, I look forward to getting into this bed every single night. Lampshade is from IKEA, literally £15, and you scrunch it up yourself. So you can change up the shape, but I just thought it looked super cool. And I never realised how difficult lampshades were. So I saw this one and absolutely fell in love. And then this big mirror, apparently it's bad feng shui to have a mirror at the end of your bed, but this mirror is huge, and this is the only place I have room for this mirror. Hopefully it doesn't give me bad feng shui, but I just love it. It is super old, from Amazon, so we'll try and link a similar one. And I was tempted to paint it, but gold is growing on me, so let me know what you think down below. Shall I keep it gold, or shall I paint it a different colour? And by having this big giant mirror in the room, I just feel like it opens the space up so much more, which I love. And then if we turn around a little bit, we have this beautiful chair from Olivia's. So you probably would have seen this if you've been around for a little while, as this used to live in my front room in my old house, but I feel like it goes perfectly in this room, and it goes perfectly with the lick paint. And in the morning, this is actually my favourite spot, just sat here with a cup of tea, reading my book, looking out the window with the sun coming in. It's just such a calming place. And then we have the sheer curtains, so I am eventually going to get a blind, but for now, the curtains look beautiful, and these are literally from Amazon. So let me actually just close them quickly. So it's hard to see because it's backlit, but I actually have 2 sets of curtains each side, and I've brought the pole out even further just to make the window look bigger. And there's actually a really ugly like crate thing here, so I wanted to hide that. But a tip is, if you want your window and space to look bigger, is to extend the curtains. So I've got 2 curtains this side and 2 curtains this side, but I feel like you can't tell at all. So yeah, just a little tip if you did want to make your window bay look bigger. And they were super cheap. I do need to get them altered. I do like them long, just not this long. So I'm going to get them taken up a little bit. But again, that's on the to-do list. And also on the to-do list is the floorboard. So I've not done anything to these floorboards. I've not sanded them, varnished them, cleaned them, etc, etc. Purely just because I was in a rush to get into this room. but I will do that eventually. But I mean, for now, I feel like they're absolutely fine like this. And where I have this beautiful rug, just don't feel like I'm in a rush to do that. So moving on to this beautiful rug. This is another one of my favourite things in this whole bedroom. I'm hoping I showed you the rug in a previous clip before I put the bed down, but if I haven't, I do apologise. But it is the softest thing. Like, I honestly wish you could feel this. And as I mentioned earlier, it's just got hints of green and blue. And I just feel like it's the masterpiece of the bedroom. Like, it just ties everything in perfectly. And I just love all the colours. I kind of wish I got one size bigger, just because the bed is so big. Because I feel like it's such a shame that you can't see more of the rug. But it is so beautiful. And if I didn't have the marble table in the living room, I would have bought another one of these and had one in the living room. But like, look at those colours together. That literally makes my soul happy. And then this is the side I sleep. So on this side I just have, again, a matching lamp, which again I will be changing the lampshade. But I mean, for £8, absolute bargain. I then have more fashion books, and then I've got this photo frame again from Primark Home, and then there's me and Gramps, and then I have this beautiful green tea and lemon candle from a brand called Chelsea Candle. And then I just have some pamper grass in the corner. This was actually downstairs in the hallway. I felt like the corner looked empty. I don't know if I should keep the pampas or if I should buy a plant to add a bit of green in. So let me know what you think down below. And then that vase is just from Matalan. So yeah, that is the overview of the bedroom. There's still things to do, like the floor, bringing up the curtains, changing out the lampshades and changing out the sides. Also going to get coving around here. But honestly, I just feel so happy in this space, and anyone that I've had in this room have all said it's got such a good feel about it, and it does. It feels so calm, and I don't know if that will come across on camera, but it is honestly my happy place. Sat in here in bed with a cup of tea, with the candles on. It's honestly such a calming place, and I just feel super proud of myself because I literally done everything myself, and it's such a shame I don't have more content of the process because it was such a process, but it's all been worth it and I'm so happy. So I really hope you like it and you've enjoyed this video. The next room makeover will probably be the living room or the walk-in wardrobe slash office. But that is a hot mess right now, so that will probably be a while. So actually, it will probably be the living room. And let me know if you want more home and interior videos. I know it's been very vlog heavy on my channel lately. The fashion videos are going to come back. The hauls are going to come back. And yeah, hopefully more home and interior content if you enjoyed. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.